So my mom came here when I was very young, so I didn't grow up with her. I actually joined her about 8 years later. She left me when I was around 3 or 4 years old.
What prompted you to go to get it dancing? Like, why dancing?
Yes.
Has that been like your passion since you were young?
No, no, absolutely not.
You come to the US in your
Yes.
early teens. You said it was 12 or 13. Growing up from, from 3 to the teens without being with your mom, how do you think that affected you in any way? Or how did you feel about that?
Oh, I hated it. I wanted my mom there, I don't want to blame it on race.
Right.
I don't want to blame it on race, but people were not very friendly.
Yes, just the social structure.
The social structure of things. It was tough socially. I found myself alone a lot of times.
Are there any things that you see maybe here and you're like, when I have kids, I don't want my kids to do that?
Oh, the phones. The phones.
This particular episode is special to me because Ruth is a friend. Ruth is like a sister to me. We've grown up together since she came to the United States. I've been here, and I am so proud of the woman that Ruth has become. This story is about growth. It's about missing a mother. It's about adjusting to life's changes. But most importantly, it's about hope, keeping hope in uncertain times. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this episode. So thank you so much for watching. This show is supported by Crane Cargo. Crane Cargo bashipinga ebintu from the US nga babitwala e Uganda. Bakubire ku simu yaabwe 781-288-2042 oba basindikire message at osobasanga ku www.cranecargo.com. Kozesa discount code paradise basobole okukuwa discount. Abalala batsupporting ababayita top notch tours and travel bw'oba oli Kampala ng'olina emmotoka ng'oyagala kurentinga mmotoka oba ya self drive oba oyagalako driver, nabo bakubire ku simu yaabwe 617-755-7590. bakola kyamaanyi nnyo okumakinga sure that episode zaffe zitambula bulungi ne tubaleetera episode buli week. Thank you so much for watching. I truly think you're going to enjoy this episode. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Enjoy. Here with Ruth. Ruth, what excites you about life? What is it, the one thing that you would say, in the morning, it's the most exciting thing you think about, or the thing that gets you up and gets you excited about life?
It's a good question. That gets me excited about life. I'd say the thing that gets me excited about life is the fact that it's all working well. Everything is coming together.
Everything is
for my good.
okay.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
that's what excites me and amazes me. Because amidst all the chaos and all the craziness of life, the highs and lows, it is all coming together for my good.
For someone at Takumani, can you introduce yourself a little bit so
Yeah.
people can kind of get to know you?
Yeah, of course. Hi guys, my name is Ruth.
Yeah.
Ruth Komukeya'S. I am a nurse working here in Massachusetts. I also go to Global Evangelical Church. I am a part of some ministries. And that's about it. That's what takes up a lot of my time. Yeah.
And were you born here?
No,
Okay.
no, I
So
was
where were
not
you
born
born?
here. I was born in Uganda, born and raised in Uganda. I came here to the US about 10 or so years ago. Came here around 12, 13.
13 years.
Yes.
Okay. And how was that experience coming to the US at such a young age, having been born in Uganda?
Yeah, so it was a lot of adjusting. So when I grew up in Uganda, I spent a lot of my time in boarding school. So I started boarding school like P1.
Mm.
So I'd say boarding school did raise me. So like the matrons, the teachers. So coming here, it was tough socially, especially. I came here, I'm used to being in boarding school. I'm used to a certain group of friends. I came here, I went to, we used to live in Watertown. And Watertown, I'd say, is predominantly white. I don't want to blame it on
Right.
race. I don't want to blame it on race, but people were not very friendly.
Yes, just the social structure.
The social
Yeah.
structure of things. These kids that I was in, that I was going to school with, had known each other for like
Yeah.
since they were born. So they
Yeah.
had those bonds, those friendships. So when I came in, I was the outsider. I was the one that was trying to come in, but they obviously didn't really care for me. So it was tough socially. I found myself alone a lot of times. And I didn't know that when you do go to school, it's important to get involved, like,
Sports.
sports, clubs. Me, I was just so used to being focused on my education. I think the Ugandan system tells you focus on your books, focus on your books. So I would go to school, go back home and do my homework. And then when I would go to school, it was you need that social, you need to like
Yeah.
interact and stuff. So I'd
So
find
you said you grew up in Uganda in boarding
yes.
school. What why did you grow up in boarding school? Like what was the reason behind that at
Yeah.
such a young age?
Yeah, no, it was just the situation. So my mom came here when I was very young, so I didn't grow up with her. I actually joined her about 8 years later. She left me when I was around 3 or 4 years old. She and then the house that we were living in, there was nobody at home. Most of the people were in like campus, were like living in their hostels. My dad was obviously working. I'm the youngest of three. My sister and brother were already in boarding school, so it only made sense
Yeah.
for me to be in boarding school because there was nobody at home to
So
watch
so
me.
growing up from from 3 to the teens without being with your mom, how do you think that affected you in any way? How did you feel about that?
Oh, I hated it. I wanted my mom there. I wanted that bond with her. My mom is an amazing woman. Like the memories that I had of her were just, you know, she was just my mother, and I wanted that bond with her. I wanted to speak with her because would have great conversations when we were younger. Even you did speak on the phone, but I wanted her physically there. Yeah.
And throughout those 8 years, did she like kind of come and visit, or was it like it was a straight 8 years? No, okay. Now that you reunited with your mom,
Yeah.
you've grown up and all that. Do you think that China, like, do you think that affected you in any way that like the effects still carry on today?
That's a great question. Um, Sorry, I'm giving it a little bit of thought.
Yeah.
I think I always just wish it was different. I just wish she was there, but I think I need some more time to think about how it has affected
Right,
me.
right.
I can't think of anything right now, but it did affect me. There
Especially
is
at that
something.
age, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you come to the US in your
Yes.
early teens. You said it was 12 or 13,
Yeah.
and you go to high school. I know because at Nagenda High School here.
Yeah.
So when you started to kind of fit in and started to find your way, did it get better, like the experience?
It did get better. It did get better.
Because I know you said you eventually moved to a different.
Yeah, so we used to live in Watertown, but then my senior year of high school, we moved to a new town. We moved to Woburn. So it did get better. So I knew the system better. I knew, do get involved, do, speak to people. Like, you get to know the do's and don'ts. So it did get better. I was actually scared moving my senior year of high school because I thought senior year, it's one more final year. People have obviously bonded and done all
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
But I think Wuban is a more diverse
I
town.
was gonna say that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a more diverse town, and people are not as, the bonds are not from like childhood.
Right, right, right.
People actually do come to the high school and meet there and become friends. So I think I had a better experience in Woburn. Like, I actually wished I had been there longer. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Okay. So you graduate high school.
Yes.
What prompted you to go to get it nursing? Like why nursing?
Yes.
Has that been like your passion since you were young?
No,
Yeah.
no, absolutely not. Nursing was not in my thoughts at all. Growing up, I loved history. I loved history so
You
much.
wanted to be a history teacher?
That's the thing, though.
Yeah.
I was senior year of high school. I was determined to do history because I loved history. I realized my senior year of high school, the reason that I loved history so much was because of Uganda. Like, my teachers in Uganda would tell a good history story. Like, they would talk about the independence of Uganda, and I loved it. And then when I moved here, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to do history. But the more I thought about it, that senior year of high school, the more I was like, what am I going to do with a history degree? Am I going to teach these kids? Teach these kids? It's so tough to teach kids. So I was like, I don't think I want to use it for teaching. And then I also took they're called AP classes, or advanced placement classes. I took AP European history, and then another AP history class. And those are typically like a college level class, so they expose you to what college classes are. And I realized that it was going to be a lot of writing. And I like to write here and there, but literally we were writing like 5 papers a week. And the thing about writing is the way that you will get a pass or the way that you'll be graded depends on what the grader thinks or thinks about your style of writing or how you wrote. So it's really, so I was like, am I even going to pass?
Yeah, yeah,
Am
yeah,
I
yeah.
even going to pass these classes if I take them? What am I going to use this degree for? My research online, everyone does a history degree and then ends up teaching or ends up doing something. So
Work at the library.
exactly, I was like, I don't think I want to work at the library.
Yeah.
So I thought about it more. I was so lost on what to do, actually, because I spoke to my mother, I spoke to everyone, but I prayed about it. I was like, Lord, lead me, because I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what I should do. I love history, but I don't think I want to learn it. YouTube could teach me history. Like, the reason I like history is I like the stories, and I could find that easily somewhere. I could find it
Yeah.
on TikTok, on Google. I can find it on YouTube. So I prayed about it, and I spoke to my mother. My mother was like, "What about nursing?" And you know how we have that connotation about
Yeah.
nursing, that everyone's doing nursing. Everyone's doing nursing. I'm like, not nursing. I
Yeah.
don't think I'm gonna do it. But then I knew I didn't want to go into college undecided, because I needed a direction. Knowing me, if I go undecided, I would probably end up leaving college. And I knew I wanted to go to college. I knew I wanted to go into college with a direction, so
Yeah,
that I
knowing
can,
what you want to do. Yeah.
yes, so that I can have what to do. So I spoke to my mother. I spoke to my sister. My sister was suggested. She's like, "How about you go into nursing? Because it's so tough to get into. Go into the college as a nursing major, since it's so tough to get into. Get accepted. Once you get in, see if you like it. If you don't like it, you can always leave." And pursue history or whatever you want. And so I did that. I got into college. I was like, nurse. On top of loving history, I did not like science growing up. Like I hated chemistry. I hated physics. I hated those like biology classes.
Yeah.
But I realized that the science in nursing is really anatomy and physiology, and I love anatomy and physiology. I realized, okay, this once I got in, I was like, okay, this is not tough science. This is manageable. This
When
is
yeah.
doable. I got to love nursing. It was tough. Nursing was not easy. I'll say that. It's a lot of sacrifice, a lot of commitment, a lot of time commitments. It's doable, but it's tough. So yeah, that's how I got into nursing.
Okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
So you get into nursing,
Yeah.
and now where did this whole military thing come from? Talk to us about the military, because
Yeah.
when you told me,
Yeah.
I was like, first of all, you're not a big person. You're you're like not big,
Yeah.
and like a lot of people, you know, would the last thing they will guess
Yeah.
about you
Uh-huh.
is that.
Is that?
So how did you get into the military? How did that whole conversation about you joining the military, how did that come up?
Yeah, no.
Because you already had the nursing thing going,
Right,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a great question. I always had a desire to join the military. Like you said, I come off as a little person. I'm very introverted, so I joined the military because I did want to give back. I did want to do some kind of service to this nation because it's done so much for my family. Like if it wasn't for America, I don't know where my family would be. Like Uganda was not very easy on us. So I wanted to do something to give back to this nation. On top of that, there's some benefits that come with it. And the biggest one is school. So you get your loans paid off and you get to go to school for free. So there was that reason. It just seemed like an added bonus. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the time that I joined, I just thought that if I didn't do it then, I was never gonna do it.
Okay. So what branch do you serve in?
Yeah, so the military is divided in, is that a 3 or 4 sections? So there's the army, which I'm part of. There's the Air Force, which is the sky. There is the Marines, which is the water, and the Navy is part of the Marines. And then there's something new called the Space Force, which deals with space. But so in the army there is 3 branches, right? There's active duty, which is people that are military 24/7. So those are people that live on the bases. They're soldiers 24/7. And then there's the reserves. The reserves is divided into 3. So into 2. There's reserves that are reserved for the country, and then the reserves that are reserved for the state. And I'm part of the reserves that are reserved for the state, and they're called the National Guard. And the difference between active duty and reserves is pretty much, one is a soldier 24/7, and then in the reserve component, you're a soldier like 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks during the summer.
Okay. And so
Yeah.
you're reserved for the state, meaning if there was any state emergency where the military needed to be involved,
Yes.
you would be involved.
Yes.
And so okay. So you get in. How was boot camp?
Boot camp was,
How long is it?
yeah, so it's divided in 2. There's the basic training and the AIT. Basic training is about 10 weeks, and then AIT, depending on the MOS, MOS is the job in the military, depending on the training that the job requires. So that job that I took in the military is 10 weeks. So it's 20 weeks altogether.
What job did you take?
So my MOS is a 31 Bravo, which is a military police.
Military police.
Yes.
Okay. So what do you do?
So like I said, being in the National Guard, I'm not a cop full time,
Yeah.
but we have those weekend drills, 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks in the summer, but we get activated for like the Boston Marathon. We get activated, so you'll see people wearing their military uniforms, pulling security and stuff. And then there is a 4th of July concert. I think it's called the Esplanade on the Charles. We get activated for that. And then sometimes there'll be like, maybe they may need you in DC. But those two events mostly, we always get activated. And then my unit actually is currently on a deployment. So sometimes your unit gets to be deployed. We're deployed in Texas. Deployments for the National Guard and the reserves are usually a year. For active duty, could be longer. But yeah, it's pretty much.
So when you say deployed, that's for active, right?
So deployments can be any, could be the reserves, could be active, but they're more common with the people that are active duty. Reserves, it's deployments are not as common.
Okay.
Yeah, but my unit just so happens to be deployed right now.
Okay. Okay. So how do you then balance the nursing? So that do you make it that you don't work weekends, so that if weekends do come up where you have to go for the basic training, well, it's not the training. What do you call it?
The drills.
The drill,
The
right?
drills.
So you have to be available every.
Those weekends. So I give my military schedule to the scheduler, and they are supposed to take off those days that you need to be away for drills, because you're serving the nation, and they
Right.
can't fire you because you're serving the nation. Yeah.
So what day to day, like, for someone that's watching, what kind of, like, you did speak about school, you
Yeah.
get education, but what other benefits come with being part of the military?
So most of the benefits are when you're active. Active, you get housing. You get housing paid. You get healthcare for free. You get this loan. It's called the VA loan for housing, and then school of, as I said. And then when you're in the reserves, the biggest thing really is school. And then you get subsidized healthcare. Healthcare is cut off a bit. And then once you're done with 6 years, you could get your VA loan. Yes.
Okay. So and that loan helps you with,
Housing, with getting a house.
and so you can only get that after being there for 6 years, right?
6 years, or if you know how I said my unit is on deployment.
Yeah.
So once they're done with their deployment, when they come back, they have VA status. Sorry, is it called VA status? I forget what it's called. But even though they haven't completed 6 years,
Yeah.
they're able to get that VA loan.
Okay. And so how long do you plan on staying in the military?
I don't know.
You don't know yet.
I really
Okay.
don't know yet.
Now, have you faced any challenges, like, maybe times where you really, thought like, this is really hard?
This is really hard. Like the military?
Yeah.
The training was tough. Being away from family is tough. But sometimes the physical was tough. Just being yelled at and being told what to do, especially for somebody my age. I joined the military after college, so
What age were you?
I was 23.
You were 23.
I was 23, so like
And
being
it's
told
usually
what to
it's
do.
usually younger people. It's
Yeah.
like 18-year-olds.
Yeah, 17, 18.
Yeah.
and then just being around with 17-year-old
Yeah.
17, 18-year-olds, like that immaturity. And we're all grouped together. If one person does something wrong, the whole group is punished. Just being told what to do, like, I'm 23 years old.
Right.
You
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
tell me what to do. You can't be talking to me like this.
Yeah.
But it teaches you to humble yourself, you know humble yourself, do what you're told, get things done. Some of the things that I did learn through training, the biggest one was just get things done, get it
Right.
done. Don't just don't let it linger on, just get it done.
So for someone that's coming from Uganda and they're looking for a career path, would you recommend the military?
I would. I would, especially if that active duty, the benefits of being active duty. If you're coming here and you don't know what to do, the
Yeah.
military gives you something to do. Gives you something to do, and the longer you're in, you can get promoted. You get that healthcare, you get housing. For somebody that has nothing, for somebody that's 18 and has a child and has a family and doesn't know how they're going to support themselves, I'd say the military is perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do the nursing during the week, and then
Yes.
on the weekends you do the military.
Yes.
And so with the nursing, like what do you have, like a BSN?
I do,
Okay,
yes. I have a
is that
bachelor's.
is that like is that as far as you want to go with nursing? You just kind of want to stay there, or do you have any plans, something different?
No, I especially with me having free education, I'm going to pursue possibly like a doctorate in nursing or a master's. So I plan on pursuing something
So,
higher.
but ultimately, what do you want to do, like as like long term, as far as like the nursing career?
Yeah, I want to become like a nurse practitioner.
Okay, okay, okay. And what are the benefits of that? Why like what makes it worth it to do that?
Makes it worth it.
Yeah.
You depending on the job, of course. There's many different depending on who hires you. A lot of times nurse practitioners work Monday through Thursday, get to have weekends off, get to have holidays off. And depending on what type of nurse practitioner, some nurse practitioners work from home. The hours are not as stressful
Right.
as being a nurse, being on your feet all day. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I want us to talk about, obviously at some point, do you want a family? Do you want to start a family? I don't want to assume. I was going to assume, but I don't want to assume. Do you want to start a family
Yeah.
at some point? Okay.
Yeah, at some point.
So one of the topics I've been talking about to people here is like how being a child in America is hard. Because you came, as a young teenager. What do you think about kids here when, like, you also kind of noted on it, you know, with the teaching, you're like, I don't want to teach these kids. What do you think is different about kids that are growing up or that grew up in America that's different from where we grew up in Uganda?
Mm, what's different?
Like, what made you say you don't want to teach these kids?
I think I don't want to teach. Period.
You wouldn't even want to teach in
Even
Uganda?
in Uganda,
Oh,
yeah,
okay, okay.
yeah. But I'd say what is different is the way we are raised. So in Uganda, we were raised on beatings. Beatings, you're beaten for doing something right or doing something wrong. So you grow up in fear, and that fear straightens you out. But here, there's no beating. Discipline is by your mouth, by your speaking. So somebody is scared of being yelled at, but at some point you reach a point as a child you're like, I
Yeah.
don't care. Like, yell at me. Like, yelling is not all that. Um, yeah, I think children here are raised to be confident. children here are raised to be explained to. Things are explained to, like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? In Uganda, you just obey.
You're just told what to do.
You're told what to do.
And you do it.
Yes. I'd say that's some of the
And
differences.
do you think, because I mean, you talked about the military, where it's kind of the same thing.
Yes.
You know, you don't question your superiors.
Yes.
You're told what to do. Do you think that is a better structure, as opposed to kind of like the kids here, where they have a lot of freedom to question anything? You know, it's like you tell them to go to bed at 8 p.m. They can ask you why. What do you think is better? What structure do you think works better?
I think a balance is good.
A good balance, okay.
A balance between both is good. Yeah, like a child, an explanation is okay, right? Like, these children are going to grow up, and you don't want them to grow up and they're scared, right? You want them to reach a point where they can speak up and stuff. But then also they gotta have some scaredness in them, right? Like, yeah.
Like, are there any things that you see maybe here and you're like, when I have kids, I don't want my kids to do that?
Oh, the phones. The phones.
What do you
like
mean?
YouTube, the fact that it's so tough, because the fact that children, I don't know if it's we can't beat, but it's just easier to just give them a phone to pacify them, right? Like, without the phone, they'll be running up and down and driving you crazy. But once you give them a phone,
Right.
they will be pacified.
So how do you think you would handle that as a parent? Like, just don't buy your kids any phones?
That's what I plan on doing. But everyone I've spoken to is like, it probably won't work. But
what
really
age
don't
do you
know.
think is the right age to introduce? Because I mean, at some point they need a phone,
Right.
But what age do you think is the
I'd say high
appropriate?
school. I'd say high school, 14, 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else you think like the kids here do that would kind of drive you crazy?
What else? There's a lot of things. Let me think.
Like, what about the relationships between the kids and the parents?
Yes, that whole equality.
Yeah.
That we are equal. That drives me crazy. But I guess that's a product of raising them up.
Yeah.
To feel like they can speak
They
up.
can say whatever they want.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do see the benefit of that, but I also kind of like feel like if you give them too much freedom, then they'll expect that from the world.
Right.
And then it will be really hard for them to be able to take instructions, thinking that they can question everything. I mean, like at the workplace, there's seniority, like there's a supervisor, there's a manager, there's team leads, and those people above you.
Yeah.
They tell you what to do, you do it, and then you question it later. Okay. All right. So that's interesting. So now when you came here as a 13, 12-year-old, first of all, how did you adjust with like your mom not having seen her? Was it like an easy adjustment? Or like, oh, hi, mom, we're buddies now. Were there any challenges for you adjusting?
I honestly, when I look back, it wasn't that hard adjusting. It wasn't that hard. Like, we just gotten along well.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't.
I mean, your
missed
mom
each
is a
other.
nice woman, so that's
true.
I mean, you're a nice person as well. And then you guys have a Toro, which historically the nicest people. So I wouldn't. I mean, I've literally never had a conflict with any Motoro in my life. But so you grow up here in high school. Did you ever date in high school?
No.
It was no date. Like, is it a mom thing? Your mom just didn't want.
It wasn't even a mom thing. It goes back to that training in Uganda, where it was ingrained in me that no boys.
So now, do you think your mom, when you came, was she like overly protective, like about like the country and the things you do, or was she like kind of freestyle? Were you the kind of were you the kind of person that would bring friends over at home? It's like how you still fit.
See, I didn't have
Oh yeah,
friends
you
until
remember?
later on. Until later on in like
Remember we
high
had
school.
we had
Yeah.
this yeah. I
No,
mean
she was. She really wasn't.
yeah.
Like, yeah, she was. She was not. She was not like that.
So like really, I mean, kind of like me. So really, your entire adult life, you've because for me when I go to Uganda, Uganda is memories, but like obviously because we left Uganda at such a young age, I never worked in Uganda. I mean, I work like I do stuff now in Uganda, but I never
Yeah.
like look for a job or did
Okay.
stuff like that. I'm just curious from like a girl's perspective on like relationships. How was like how have relationships been for you here in the US?
Compared to Uganda.
Well, I
I
was
mean,
hoping you
yeah.
did not. I was hoping you did not date at 10.
No, there
No,
was.
just generally.
As a woman,
Yeah.
I honestly haven't had that many relationships as well. I haven't had that many relationships to be able to have an opinion.
You
I'll
must
be
have
honest.
some. I mean, you must have a little bit of experience, like because it's different nowadays. Like, obviously, I'm married, but like when I hear from my friends, they just say like, it's not the streets are cold. So I was just curious, from like
A woman.
a woman's perspective,
I'm trying to think if I've had stories.
like so. I guess the question is like, are you looking at like getting married?
Yeah, I'm
at some
looking to
point?
get married. Yeah.
And then okay, obviously like you in your mind you're thinking like who's a good fit, like in like I guess the question is the people that you think are a good fit. Do you have a big pool? Like are they?
No, I don't. No, I don't know if my list is just so long and so.
You have a list?
I do have a
Oh,
list.
okay, tell us
of
the
course.
list. Okay, I mean you have to tell us.
I mean, the biggest one is
God fearing,
God-fearing, dedicated to God.
must love your mom.
I must love my mom.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's already tough. Like there's not
There's
so
not
many,
a lot of people that
so many young men that come and stay in the church.
And would how big of a priority is it that this person is Ugandan?
No, not a priority.
Not a priority? Not even a Mutoro?
No, it'd be nice.
Okay. I mean, yeah,
So
that's
that
the
we
thing.
could get people.
Do you think relationships are typically a lot easier if you have like those things that connect? You're both Christian,
Yes.
you both love God,
Yes.
you're both Ugandans,
Yes.
you're both Batoro.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Definitely.
your preference would be a Mutoro if it happened.
Yes, it'd be a
Okay.
Motoro, but those are also pretty rare. But Ugandan would be good because I grew up in
Yeah.
Kampala.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up in Toro, so from a Muganda man, that's pretty easy to connect because
Right.
I already speak the language.
You have not said one Luganda
I have
word.
not.
You have not said.
Even
And I
nange.
mean, for the sake, like, it would be very hard for me to convince people that you can speak Luganda.
Oh no.
So for the next minute,
Yes.
for the next couple minutes, we're gonna try. And you know what's funny?
Yeah.
Having lived in the US for a long time,
Yeah.
it starts. You have to actually sometimes think about it, if because like a lot of people would just communicate in English, even with
Right.
like you got fellow
Yeah.
Ugandans, and I feel like it's only older Ugandans, like like if like Mwami Kataza, where you have to like
Yeah.
switch it over to Luganda. But yeah, I was really interested in that because a lot of people like that do want to get married or are thinking about getting married, because obviously you would start kind of like looking. People are saying this just like, and this is not just women, it's also men as well that don't feel like, obviously the biggest thing for men is they would prefer someone that, obviously God-fearing, because that's a big thing.
Right.
That's a big thing here. And a lot of men prefer women with no kids. And that's also like a huge thing in America that some people have kids at a young age, where by the time they're ready to settle, it has to like it takes a different kind of man. So so I'm curious. I was really curious for you whether you were like seeing the candidates and like no, like 'cause some people have to leave the church, the church they're a part of, and like women don't typically go out, but men, you'd have to go out to a different. So where are you seeing the candidates for you?
Honestly, not here. Not in
Not
global.
not.
I don't know where the men are.
Because you grew up here and like a lot of them are like your brothers.
Yeah, that's true.
So like
Actually.
what is it like for a woman? We're gonna speak in Uganda, like okolotia. Like do you kind of like we're positioning or like what do women do? I'm actually because I
What
don't
do
know.
women do? I can't speak for women, but me and my ex,
Luganda. Yeah.
so you are, hi Jordan.
Yeah.
Abakyala bakola batya? Simanyi. For me, what I've done is nothing. So position is I know that's really bad, right?
Yeah,
That's really bad.
yeah. But like, because I'm curious. I mean, you're not. I feel like you're not at the age where you're like out here looking for marriage. But there are people that get to that age, men and women, and then they're like, the time it's getting late. Yeah. So
Right.
I was actually really curious about that, but we can move away from that.
Yeah.
I also want to hear what do you think about like obviously do you like the way we when we came to the US, I think America has changed a lot.
Oh yes.
Do you think it's changed, and if so, in what ways?
America in general, or because I was thinking the Ugandan American community.
Yeah, we could talk about that as well.
Yeah, I feel like we've grown. The community has
Tremendously, yeah.
grown
Yeah.
so large. Because me, when we came to America, like even just seeing a Ugandan person
Yeah.
in Market Basket,
Yeah.
you get so excited. I
Yeah.
remember when I came, we were at the Indian market in Waltham, and this is me not knowing that Ugandans are in Waltham. I had a woman and her family speaking in Luganda. I followed them out. I'm like, I'm Ugandan too. I got so excited. I got so excited. But mind you, like when we came, like there wasn't so many people in the
Yeah.
in the store speaking Luganda. Like that's the reason I was prompted to go and tell her that. But now you go to places. I was working in Acton. I had picked up a shift in Acton. And Acton is so far back here. Literally the whole unit, the CNAs to the nurses, to like I think the DON, they were all Ugandan. I'm like, when did we get here? Like I remember even Wuban would be like, wow, there's Ugandans there. But wow, we've grown so much.
Yeah.
I think there's more pride in being Ugandan. Remember when we came, like you didn't want to be to associate to be even be called African. You're like, no, I'm African American, but your accent gives you away. But yeah, we've grown so much. I think there's more pride in who we are.
Yeah. Actually, I remember when we used to go to like birthdays and baby showers, you would know every single person.
Yes.
But now you go to events and you're like just so many new faces.
Yes.
Yeah, but I was also curious. I was curious about that, but I was also curious about like the overall like I feel like the US has changed in many ways. How like it's just like with the politics, with the like with now I feel like now the new people that are coming in, they're more open-minded. Like when people did not talk about what happens in the US before, like people that are coming to the US now are more informed because of like the YouTube and stuff. Like they know, like people know what a CNA is. Even people that watch, they know what a CNA is.
Right.
They know if I go I'm gonna do this job, or I can be able to do this thing,
Yeah.
because I feel like that information is flowing. Do you feel like social
Right.
media has contributed to
Oh,
that, has
yes,
helped?
yes.
Yeah.
I also want to thank you so much, Mr. Paradise. You are doing a great job. No, you really are. Like, educating people on
Yeah.
what's really going on, what's the situation. I think before we came to America, we thought it was easy. We thought it was
You
easy.
thought you're gonna be hanging out with Bow Wow?
With oh my yo, I there's an artist, I forget her name. Jojo. Do you know Jojo?
Yeah.
I thought I would. I
You thought she'll be on the street walking and yeah, 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 yeah.
I thought I'd find Jojo on the
Yeah.
street. I was so determined when I came here. But no, there's information
Right,
flowing,
right, right, right.
interviews, those interviews that you keep doing of people. People are more honest about what the situation is.
Yeah.
I think back then people would just not really tell people what's going on.
Right, 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 right.
Yeah, I think people are better informed,
Yeah.
but I still think there's still a lot of work to do.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
now, one of the last topics we're gonna talk about is mental health, because it
Yes.
wouldn't be like, I always talk about mental health. Um, we have seen a lot of people struggle in our community with depression, anxiety, and stuff like that. And much of it is just like the structure, like you said. You were lonely and stuff like that. Like, have you like, did you ever get to that point, or were you just kind of like lonely?
I think it was just
Just lonely.
loneliness.
Like, what do
Yeah.
you like? What has been like your observation or your experience of people that you've seen, like how with like mental health? Because you're already like in the healthcare industry.
Right.
What has been your observation, especially in like the Ugandan or African communities?
Ugandan American. I
Yeah.
think people people come here not knowing that they're leaving everything behind. They're leaving their families. And even when they do come here and they have, like extended family members, they're really leaving everything that they know behind. So like how they've been making money, their mom, their dad. In Uganda we have a lot of community. Like people grow up in community, people grow up in extended families where people are thought about, oh no yali day, or no aliatia, like people will call you and check up on you, and they think about you. But you come here and everyone is just so focused on making money, or like having a goal. So like there's a lot of like selfishness in a way. And I think people come here and they don't expect that they will hit like depression, or they will have anxiety about things. And it can happen so easily. It can happen so easily. But I think another topic that you would need to educate us.
Yeah, I'm actually looking for. I mean, I don't know enough personally about mental health.
Right.
So I'm looking for professionals that I can bring on the platform so that they can speak on it. Ruth, before we finish, is there anything that you'd like to share? Something, maybe a encouraging message to another person, maybe in your someone that's starting out a career.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just coming to the U.S. from Uganda, or maybe they're just first day in the military, or they're thinking about the military. Something that a word of encouragement that you'd like to say.
Yeah. I'd like to tell anyone out there that it gets better. It gets better. Just keep going. I know sometimes life can throw you east and west, up and down, but just stay focused. Just stay focused on what's good, on what's right, because all things are really working together for your good.
Well, Ruth, thank you so much for the time. It has been really fun, and I hopefully I'll see you in part two. I'll bring you back in part two when things have changed.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Paradise.